Amanda, we're going to get straight into it.
Okay, go for it.
Thanks for coming on the podcast.
Oh, thanks for having me. Honoured.
Yeah, so we originally started, I met you in the Irish Fusion Festival.
You did, yeah.
Bumped in, we did a quick little 2-minute section of a video.
Yeah.
But Christmas is coming up now, and I think this is such a perfect idea for anyone who wants to buy a gift to their loved ones or whatever, you know what I mean?
I think so. I think they're great.
Where did your like creative aspect come from?
So I started off in my job. They kind of give us this gift every year of doing what we want to do with a certain amount of money, and I decided to get a 3D printer because I'm always kind of into building things and I'm into all kind of arts and crafts. So I was like, oh, that'll be a new hobby that I'll get obsessed with.
Yeah.
My boss that I had at the time was kind of teaching me how to 3D model and 3D print, and I wanted something to hang on the wall because our apartment was pretty bare. And both myself and my partner are very patriotic, you know. We're both, and I think a lot of people that move over here, they're quite proud, very, very patriotic, very proud of where they come from. And so it seemed like a really nice thing to kind of hang on a wall, a piece of home, you know.
Yeah.
So I started off, my boss helped me figure out how to make it. It's like pulling information from Google Maps topography, maintaining those levels, but kind of raising the elevation gain a little bit. And then I couldn't believe it when I printed it, how good it looked. And I was like, wow, that's so nice. I'm going to put it in a frame and hang it on the wall.
No way.
And then I showed, I think I gave 1 or 2 gifts to friends of mine, and they were like, this is really cool. I really like this. Can I get one for my friend? And blah, blah, blah. And so before I knew it, it kind of just snowballed. And then it was like, I wonder if other people would like this. I'm going to throw it up on the Irish Neil in Vancouver. And I was like, flooded with messages for like the next couple of days, like hundreds and hundreds of messages.
Way.
It took so long to catch up with them, especially so long to catch up with the printing, because the printing process is a long process.
As a printer or 3D printer, it only does one at the time, obviously.
Well, you can actually fit a couple on the bed depending on the size. Yeah, okay. So like I think the most I could fit, like mini ones this size, maybe 10.
Yeah. But
more can go wrong if one messes up, the whole lot of them mess up.
Yeah,
so it's not something I really like to do. But I actually grew up working in markets. My dad was a market trader, so I've been working in markets since I'm not even kidding, 2 years old, maybe 3 years old, up until I was 21.
Nice.
So I always kind of loved that aspect of like just, you know, talking to the local community, and I used to buy and sell stuff when I was a kid, like from wholesalers. Like it's always kind of been in my blood, this kind of entrepreneurial kind of thing.
Yeah.
So when I moved over here, I guess I was kind of missing that a little bit. And honestly, every person that's ever come to pick up a print for me or whatever, I just had the nicest chats with them at the door. And I've had some really, really, some people nearly made me cry picking up when they told me what they were for and different things.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, it was like, so the fact that they're all hanging on different people's homes over here, and you know, it's so overwhelming. It's such a lovely thing.
That's sweet.
But that's the best thing about this. It's not even, you know, the extra few quid or whatever. It's the people I've met.
Yeah.
And the people that come up to my stall. I've met someone from probably every different county you could think of, and just hear their story about why they're here and how they, you know, where they're living and everything, and that to me is the best part about it.
100%.
Yeah.
Have you met Brendan? He had another stall. He's actually,
Brendan.
I can't think of his second name, but he's setting up through IRL, but they're like a planting. I think they have a plot of land where it's the Irish Canadian place.
I remember.
Met him at Irish Fusion Festival.
I remember now. Yeah.
Did you talk to him?
He came up to me and he told me about the thing that was happening. Yeah.
Epic. Yeah,
I didn't get a
such a nice
chance
guy.
to go to the area though, but because it was just behind there.
Yeah. I haven't been to. I don't know if they're even breaking ground yet or anything like that.
Yeah.
But even his story alone, like it just triggered my memory, bringing back to him. Yeah, it's so cool.
I've met so many lovely people at that market.
Yeah.
Actually, I've done about 5 or 6 markets now, and it's just. So it's so lovely. Like
well, where would you tend to? How do you even start getting into a market in Vancouver? If you
honestly, it was as easy as Googling Irish markets Vancouver.
Oh no
and
way!
Like the first one I ever did, I think was 2 years ago. It was Celtic Fest.
Yeah.
And it was only kind of starting out then. I think it's a bigger thing now, but. I just did that, and I honestly, I took a chance. I was very nervous. I didn't know whether or not I was going to show up with a load of stuff and leave with a load of stuff. but it was great, but it just really sparked that thing in me about markets that I've had for 15 years or whatever. I was just like, I actually love just running a stall and just talking to
No
people
way.
and just being around. And you know what's great? The community of market traders, like all the people over here, like that I've met that have their own little business like mine. It just feels like such a lovely little warm little family. And we all look out for each other and we're all super happy. There's no competition or anything.
Yeah.
We're all just so happy for the other person if they made a big sale, or do you know what I mean? And it's like, oh, well done. And you know, that just reminds me of when I was a kid and when I was in the markets and stuff. I'm just like, this is so Irish.
Yeah.
Do you know? So
And most of the community that you were saying here,
yeah,
are they Irish?
they're
Like
mainly Irish. Yeah, yeah.
selling other Irish stuff.
Yeah, there's a good few to mention. Jay Bliss has. I don't know if you know Jay Bliss.
You sent them on to me, yeah.
Yeah. She
Great
has her
work.
little business. She's more kind of woodwork and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like she's great. And then there's Banshee Craftworks. He was next to Jay Bliss at the thing. They do a lot of Irish maps as well. They're more kind of giant wood carvings,
Yeah.
really gorgeous things. But I've seen a mix. I've seen people kind of make soap. I guess it's not specifically Irish, or you know, but there's all sorts. Yeah.
Unreal. So just going back to you as a kid going into the markets,
Yeah.
were you particularly selling anything that you were creating, or how did
I
that all
I
begin?
wish I could say I was, but no, it was cakes and confectionery and bread and stuff
Oh,
like
nice.
that. Yeah, so
Nice.
it was great crack though. I have such
Yeah.
good memories of a kid working at that. Yeah.
When we were kids growing up, our father is a farmer. We didn't grow up on a farm at all, but like he had this story to like teach us generosity, I suppose.
Lovely.
But he was like, we'd sell potatoes. We'd go to the mart and we'd sell potatoes.
It's very Irish.
This even gets more Irish, right? And they'd grow potatoes, but they'd also grow turnips, and they'd sell a bag of potatoes,
Yeah.
but they'd put a turnip in it as like a little sweetened deal, and you'll come back. You know what I mean?
And did it work?
Oh yeah. So that was his little like, you have to put a
yeah.
little sweetener on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's what it helps a lot with as well is just the confidence to talk to people. You know, because as a kid, especially these days, you can be quite sheltered and you know not really have much experience talking to people. If anything, I really, really appreciate just the confidence of talking to people and wanting to get to know everyone individually and looking after everyone individually. Like it's such a nice thing to have, and I think that I know not a lot of kids would have been having that opportunity from such a young age.
Yeah.
To be in such a large community setting, to be a hard worker, to think, you know, how can I make money on certain things. And I think the first thing I ever did was do you know the claw machines that pick up bears?
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to be not rigged. Like, you used to be able to get them. Anytime I hooked a bear, you got one. And I used to collect a load of bears. And I had about 50 bears. And I asked my dad to bring me to a wholesaler. And
Just sell them.
yeah, well, I wrapped them. I bought Easter eggs for £1 each. Pounds back in the day. The good old pound there.
There you go, yeah.
And wrap the bear with the Easter egg and the cellophane and then a bow, and sell them for like £30 each or something like that. And I sold
No
like
way.
50 bears over the Easter weekend, and I was only 10 or something like that.
No way,
Yeah,
that's
so I
class.
was like, that was really where it kind of sparked for me this idea of buying and selling, or even like kind of taking bits of things and selling them. And yeah, I think it's kind of stuck with me ever since.
Oh, that's wicked.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's building a community too.
Yeah,
You know?
honestly, that is what I get out of this the most.
Yeah.
It's people sending me pictures of it on their wall at home, and it's like, highlight that, and they're hanging on the wall.
That's nice.
That's so special. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
that's so cool.
It's not even about the extra bit of quid. It's just
Yeah, so just going back to the 3D printer and the idea of Ireland, how was the process on making Ireland? Like, was there like a program that you use, or?
it's a combination of things, to be honest. Like, I definitely had a bit of help. I can't say I would have figured it out myself in the beginning, but my boss was super patient with me, super knowledgeable. I don't think I've ever met a more intelligent guy in my life. His name's Chris.
Shout out to Chris.
Thank you, Chris. And he just taught me all about, especially if you're talking about maps. I didn't know that it was possible to pull information from Google Maps, other than, you know, how to get from A to B.
Yeah.
There's so much information there, and you can pull that information and convert it into a kind of a mathematical piece that it suddenly becomes a physical object. I had no idea that that was possible, but he kind of taught me all about that. I can't remember the name of the program in particular, but there's a program you can go and kind of pull and go on any map and pull the information from that, and it tells you specifically, you know, height gain, elevation gain.
Is this down to like if you were actually going to climb the mountain, you'd have to like plan it out?
I guess.
Is it kind of like that?
I'd like to know what the other people use
what's the
that
reason behind
information
it?
for.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I
to be
use it to
honest.
make maps.
Maybe it is. Maybe
Yeah.
it's for like people that are looking to build on particular bits of land. And
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah,
if
yeah.
it's flat. I'm just making this up.
No worries.
It's probably true. But
Makes sense, yeah.
I used it for my own little purpose, I guess. And the nice thing is that like I've had other people that weren't Irish come up to my stall, and I've had requests for a Japan map, which I've made.
There
recently.
you go. Yeah.
And I made what was the latest one I made? I made a Mexico one
Nice.
recently. Yeah. So
Oh.
it's my mind's just kind of like where can this go? There are a lot
Yeah,
of
no,
countries
exactly. Yeah,
and, you
yeah.
know,
I was even thinking earlier today it would be class for to teach geography in schools.
Oh,
So like, oh, we have the Cliffs of Moher, or if you like compared how high that is compared to like
Yeah.
Mount Everest.
Yeah.
And then they'll be actually able to get a feel for like, oh, it's huge. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So there's
Definitely, there's so many ways you could go.
so
with
many
it.
ways, yeah.
I've had like a couple of archaeology people come up to me and just be like, "Come here, this is really interesting. I've never seen this." And you know, they took my card and they're like, you can see that it's not just people that want to hang pieces on their wall. It can be such a useful tool.
Definitely.
There's so many
Definitely,
different
yeah, yeah, yeah.
things. Like I actually have another little kind of business on the side where I do kind of 3D printing of like cartoon heads, you know, like
Oh, no way.
outlines of stuff. And I've had requests to get pictures of people's dogs. You know, you just turn them into a one color vector or a two color vector, and then you can actually change the color of the spool halfway through print. You can
That's
pause it and swap it.
Literally, my next
Oh, was it
question
really?
was,
See, I
how
know.
do you change the color?
It's as
And,
simple as, well, you have to set it up that, well, you don't have to set it up, but you can do it that the print will actually stop at a particular point. It's kind of like this level that runs up, and you can see the color going up on the program, and then you can kind of put a stop here and say change color here. You just put
So
it.
if we literally just opened up the 3D printer and looked in,
Yeah.
what are we looking into? Is it liquid or is it like
No,
a,
do you know what the best way to imagine it? It's like like a sewing machine. You have like a reel of
Yeah.
thread, and then the thread comes down and feeds through it.
Yeah.
That's the closest thing you'll get to describe
Oh,
it.
no way.
It's like a reel of filament that is
Yeah.
wrapped around, and then as it's printing, it's pulled through this. It's called the extruder. And then the extruder heats to a certain temperature, and then it goes down through this nozzle and then prints it. And it's constantly really lightly moving up, and it's so precise. If I move the printer a little bit, just literally
it's
go
gonna
like
knock
that,
it off.
it knocks it off.
Oh,
It's
I
like
see.
that to get every little detail on it. It has to be so precise, and then the first layer, getting that right, it has to be touching the bed but not touching it too much. And doing the first calibration is the most testing thing a person can do. But once you get it, that's like, you know, that this is its tuned to its
All right,
finest.
I'll show the camera again.
Yeah.
So this is Ireland.
That's
And
Ireland.
what is the material called?
It's called PLA.
Okay.
So it's a mixture of it's a couple of different materials. It's cornstarch, plant starch, and like sugar cane, and it's compressed into, it looks like filament, like a hard kind of plastic, which is then melted. So technically, they're actually like recyclable, and you know, stuff
Oh,
like that.
very
Yeah.
nice.
So they're eco-friendly.
Okay.
So
you're doing Ireland for so many time. You're getting loads and loads and loads of recommendations or people
Yeah.
asking you to do it.
yeah.
When did you change and go into the actual market scene? And then when did you start doing the pound and all of the dogs and stuff and more expanding it?
It went very, very quickly. I think I put it up just before, what year was it? It was 2021. Yeah, because that's when I started my job. I made the Ireland in October. I put it up in the Irish New in Vancouver in maybe November. I was making loads of sales in December. And then the market, my first market was Celtic Fest in March.
Nice.
So it escalated very, very quickly.
Very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that like by the amount of feedback, even people that didn't get one off me, like I look at that original post sometimes, it's just like so many people just saying that they loved it. And I started selling in Toronto then, and New York, and I
just through online
on Etsy. Like I have an Etsy page, so I figured out like how much it is for shipping and how it can work out. But it's just a thing everywhere because there's so many Irish people that have emigrated, especially New York, Toronto, Australia. These places were kind of spread out all over. It's just something that everyone wants in their home.
Yeah.
Because do you know any Irish person that isn't patriotic?
So there's a reason why we're here drinking Guinness, like,
well,
you know what I mean?
That's it. So so it escalated within a couple of months, and then to be honest, the markets are a hell of a lot of work. They really, really are a lot to prep for. Like you want to make sure that you have enough of particular ones that you don't because like once you buy the frames, you're kind of stuck with them. You need to store them afterwards, and
especially because we were asking her earlier, how long did it take to print this? And you said 9 hours or 6?
9 hours. You guessed 30 minutes.
I said 30 minutes. Yeah, I was like, fuck.
No, you get about this much done in 30 minutes. I mean,
my God,
it's such a careful process because, as I said, that like if it even wiggles a little bit, it throws the whole thing off. But I guess it's a testament to the detail in it.
So to prep for the markets, you're non-stop printing.
Yeah, I'm waking up in the middle of the night and changing prints.
There's
not an hour wasted,
wow.
Yeah, but that's a good thing. I can leave it overnight. So generally, this one is a go to bed, wake up in the morning and stone kind of print.
Yes.
Which is not too bad.
Yeah.
It's more the kind of taking them off in piece. I have like a little kind of blowtorch gun because it can be a bit cobwebby on the thing, so I use a little blowtorch to kind of get rid of the little bits of filament so it's kind of nice and clean. And then the frames, and then sticking them on the frames.
Excuse me. When that's fully finished, you don't have to like go around with a knife or anything. It literally just comes out as finished.
Not at all. It's the only thing you might get is it looks like a kind of a cobweb kind of finish.
Yeah.
It depends on the filament that you used. The kind of silkier the finish of the filament, like I have this pink glossy filament. It looks like a big ball of candy. What do you call it? Candy floss.
Yeah.
Afterwards, it's so stringy just because the filament itself is like a silk finish. So there's so many different types that you can get.
So where do you go about buying all of the, did you call it PFL?
PLA.
PLA?
PLA, yeah. Or you can get PETG, PETG. You get them on Amazon. There's special 3D printed shops over here. There's one in Burnaby that you can get them anywhere, really.
No way.
I really think that in maybe 5 years is a bit short, 5 to 10 years, I think everyone's going to have a 3D printer.
Yeah.
They are such a no-brainer. They really, really are. I printed an ocarina yesterday morning. Do you know, like a little ocarina?
No, explain that.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a musical instrument.
Okay.
Do you know the game Zelda?
Yes.
Yeah, Zelda and the Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
But I just 3D printed it in Ocarina and it sounds amazing. And
No
it
way.
literally took like 9 hours, and it's just like my whole house or my apartment.
Have you ever been like, oh no, we need a spatula. You broke the spatula, and you're like, fuck it.
Certain things I won't. Certain things I'm like, I don't feel like waiting 20 hours on that. I'll spend $1 on it.
Yeah, I know.
And get it done. But certain things, like, it's great. I've made a lot of like masks. Like Joan Squid Game came out. It was like printing that mask and stuff. I have a thing that holds my keys, and I have a Super Mario question mark storage box. It's just you just point things out as you go around.
You're mad into Nintendo?
I'm a Nintendo freak.
No way.
Freak, yeah.
Do you know this is completely off topic,
Yeah.
but I'm going to go for it. Fishing in Zelda.
Not fishing in.
Epic.
Do you know what? I bought Zelda and I haven't played it yet.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
For Nintendo 64? Or Nintendo what?
Oh, for the Switch. There's
okay,
2
all
ones
right.
for the Switch.
Yeah. Back in the day, I had.
Oh, no, I have an N64 as well.
Yeah, I remember fishing. It was like I never completed the game. I just went fishing all the time.
I'm actually playing Red Dead Redemption 2 for the first time, and I fish a lot in that.
Oh, no way?
Yeah, I don't kill the bad guys. I just go fishing.
Unreal.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. I'm going to bring these down,
Yeah,
and we'll
go for
show these. These are pretty cool.
Yeah. So
Where did you get the idea for the pound and not the euro? No, I'm just.
well, this is 20 pence apparently.
I know, yeah, I'm so bad.
Do you know, I might actually do the 20 pence. someday for gold. But I just wanted to kind of mix up the variety of what I have in my stall. You know, I didn't just want to have the Ireland. I kind of venture out into different things. And it's kind of a similar-ish process with the pound. Like I kind of get an image of a pound online, and it's kind of I'm digitally tracing it and making a vector of the pound. But it's I have like a pen, you know, and it's a real tedious process of getting every detail. And then once you get that done, it's then converting it, elevating the levels on it so it sticks up a little bit, and then spray painting it. And
yeah, that's what I was thinking, because that's a lot more glossier than...
Yeah, I've started using spray paints a little bit. I'd rather not do it because it's just messy, and you know, I only have a one-bed apartment and the spray paint all over it, so I'd rather not do that.
You're stinking the place up then.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, open up the door. Yeah.
But no, I like to kind of experiment with different ideas rather than just having one kind. I don't have one with me today, but a really popular one I have is a tricolour. Where
nice.
It's 3 different small Irelands on it. One is green, one is
white.
and
I've
one
seen
is
this.
orange
Yes,
on the
it's
glass.
really nice.
Yeah, they're super popular.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of like to mix it up with different ideas, and I have some. I have a stall at Smith's Market here on Sunday. So I have a few new ones for that.
How regular is that stall?
Not very regular.
No.
No, it's my only Christmas market that I do really.
Yeah.
I usually do like Celtic Fest, and then that Irish Fusion Festival was a new one this year, and I did Catalano before.
Yes.
But I don't do the markets very often now. There's a few reasons for that.
Is it because there's so much demand before you go in?
Well, some of them make you pay a hell of a lot of money to be there.
Yeah.
And I won't name the market in
No,
particular.
it's okay.
But
I'll name it later. No, I'm joking.
All the subscribers will find out that.
You know.
But it can be very, very stressful. And I think the price tag can be a little bit ridiculous sometimes. You know, it wasn't like that back in the day when my dad was a trader. It was like you were part of the community there, and you were helping the market be a market. I think paying to be there is, I don't know, like
kind of killing the community vibe a bit. Yeah.
Well, it has a knock-on effect because all people selling stuff in the market are desperate to break even at least, so it raises the price of all their stuff. And I do not like selling things for too much money.
Yeah,
I
of course.
think back in the day, people used to go to the markets for a bargain.
Yeah,
you know, and that was the thing. But now it's like you go to the market and spend 3 or times as much as you would anywhere else. That is not the way a market should be.
Yeah,
so
totally
I'm
agree.
kind of really against this whole idea of like, you know, really like, you know, spend half your life savings like just to have a stall at this market, you know.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Unreal. So that's you've won. That's on this Sunday, right?
That's this Sunday. Yeah, it's on from 12 to 5.
Unreal.
Yeah.
And what's the name of the market one more time?
It's just Smith's Christmas Market. In this room, actually, they're going to be playing the toy show.
Oh,
and there's
no way.
a Santa here, and like
that's
Christmas
so cool.
food and Christmas drinks, and
Class.
it's gonna be great crack.
Did you watch the Late Late Toy Show?
I did.
Did you see Little Claire Boy?
I did with the little one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
I
great.
mean,
He was the star of the show.
super
wasn't he?
famous now. He was on the 2 Johnnies and everything.
Really?
Yeah, during the week.
God, I do watch the toy show every year. There was one particular year, I think it was 2020. I non-stop cried watching it. Non-stop,
Oh, no way.
Non-stop. Yeah, it was the little kid that wanted to be an astronaut, but he had brittle bones. I couldn't handle. It was.
I did not see that.
Don't know that one?
I don't really watch it, to be honest. No.
You sound like you watch it.
I would love to watch it. Maybe I'll be here on Sunday.
Oh, right. Well, there you go. We know where to find you on Sunday. So.
Unreal.
Yeah.
So your stall, and that's in here.
It's in here. Well, it runs out the back here, so it goes all the way up. Do you know what? But I think they're
fantastic.
after expanding it. I did it last year, and I think there was only about 6 stalls, but this year it is about 12.
Cool.
So they're after expanding it. It's going to be running all around the back of Smith's there, and it's great fun.
Yeah, that's
it's
brilliant.
really nice. Yeah, and it's a free event as well. So
There you go. Free event to watch the
What
Late
more
Late
could you want?
Toy Show. And
yeah,
this is the Late Pints show.
exactly.
There you go.
Late Point Show. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much for coming on.
No, that was great.
Yeah,
It was
cheers.
so nice talking to you.
Unreal.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe. And what's your Instagram?
A slice of Eire. So it's Instagram.com/_slice_of_Eire.
Okay. And do you have any websites or anything like that? Or no.
I have an Etsy page
Okay.
actually, and the link to that is on my Instagram.
Send them over and I'll put them up as well.
Awesome.
We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Bye.